Metropolis gleams with bold promise, and in the chill of winter, a brand new adventure begins. This is issue number 3 of the amazing adventures of the greatest man on Earth, Superman. Across the bright cover, the Man of Steel stands ready for truth, justice, and towering heroics. And tucked beside the spectacle, a giant contest waits for readers to discover its secrets. Metropolis shines with heroic promise as the page introduces America's greatest adventure strip, Superman, the symbol of hope. His name stands alone in bold glory, a legend soaring above the city's bright skyline. This is the Man of Steel, a hero for truth, for justice, and for a better tomorrow. Daybreak washes over Metropolis as a small figure stealthily slips from the state orphanage dormitory.
SHHH wanna give me away. So long, I guess I won't be seeing you anymore.
The streets already blaze with morning heat, and the lonely child stumbles on with nowhere to go.
Gosh, it's hot. Wish I could've ate something before I left.
Hunger, fatigue, and the punishing sun finally win out as the child begins to reel.
Hello, HHH.
And in the bright, hopeful city of Metropolis, a tiny life teeters on the edge of danger. Metropolis wakes in the bright morning light as Clark Kent of the Daily Star walks briskly to work, calm and unassuming.
Good grief, I've got to reach that boy in time.
In a flash, Clark sheds his outer garments, and the mild reporter becomes the Man of Steel.
Now there's not an instant to lose.
Racing at a terrific rate of speed, Superman launches into the sky, cutting a blazing path over Metropolis. He bears down on the train ahead, gaining ground with every heartbeat. And then neck and neck with the speeding locomotive, Superman matches its thunderous pace. Metropolis blazes with daylight, but danger races beneath the shining city as a train thunders closer and closer. At the last impossible second, Superman darts to the boy's side, but the deadly engine is still bearing down, unstoppable.
Too late for me to stop it. They haven't a chance.
With a surge of strength, the Man of Steel snatches up the unconscious child and launches into the air in one colossal leap. The train grinds to a halt as passengers and trainmen spill out in astonishment, staring at the empty tracks and the empty sky.
That was the most amazing rescue I ever witnessed, but I still can't believe my senses.
Where did they go? They just leaped completely out of sight.
In the blink of an eye, Superman and the child are gone, leaving behind only wonder and the echo of a miracle in Metropolis. Metropolis blazes with hope as Superman's rescue ends in a tremendous leap, carrying him far from danger. In an instant, he becomes Clark Kent again, and the child he saved slowly stirs.
What happened? Never mind that, what made you pass out like that? Hunger, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Well, we'll fix that, come with me.
Soon the boy is devouring a hot meal, his strength returning with every bite. Clark's concern deepens as the truth begins to surface.
You said it well, G-Bye, and thanks for that swell feed, mister. Wait, mind answering a few questions? I'm Clark Kent, reporter on the Daily Star. What's your name, son? Oh, Frankie Denny's. Where do you live, Frankie? I'll take you home. Let me go, I ain't got a home, I tell ya.
Metropolis glows with hopeful promise, but in a quiet corner of the city, a frightened boy stands on the edge of the unknown.
You're not running away from home, are you, Frankie?
Home? You wouldn't call a place where the superintendent beats and starves and slave drives ya home, would ya? I won't go back to that state orphanage.
Superman listens, and at the word orphanage, his expression hardens with concern. There may be a story here and maybe a chance to make things right.
Tell me, what do they do to you at the orphanage?
Superintendent Lyman gives us kids food not fit to eat, hires us out for hard labor, beats us, and makes us scrub floors for hours and hours.
That's a pretty nasty state of affairs. Certain you're not lying.
It's true, every word of it. Please don't make me go back to that orphanage, mister.
Look, if what you say is true, I may be able to help out, but I wouldn't do anything without your assistance.
Me help? Why? If I was to go back now, TH superintendent would have it infer me twice as much.
But think of all the other children back there at the orphanage. Surely you're not going to let them down just because you're afraid.
Metropolis stands bright in the daylight, but beneath its promise lies a cruel secret. At the state orphanage, a frightened boy is asked to risk everything.
You'd return to the orphanage as my undercover man, Frankie, a detective of sorts, and you'll report every unjust act the superintendent commits.
Frankie's face tightens with fear and doubt. To go back means slavery and suffering, but to refuse means abandoning the children.
But how would my going back to TH orphanage help TH kids?
It will help them more than you know. You'll be their eyes and ears, Frankie, and their chance for justice.
I'll do it, I'll go back.
Stout fellow, I knew you wouldn't abandon your friends.
But as they reach the orphanage, Frankie trembles hard enough to betray him. The old terror comes rushing back, and a cruel voice is waiting to pounce.
I know that all right, but my knees don't.
Frankie Dennis, don't hit me, Mr. Lyman, don't, you blasted little runaway,
Metropolis glows with hopeful light, but inside a grimy office, suspicion hangs in the air like a storm cloud. Take your hands off that boy. Who are you? How dare you tell me how to run my affairs? I'm reporter Kent of the Daily Star. I persuaded this boy to return here. A reporter, eh? That's different. Please excuse my little burst of temper. The superintendent smooths over his rage with a false smile, but his words drip with menace. When a boy repays my gentle kindness by running away, it irks me. You understand, don't you? Quite well, I must leave you now. Clark turns to go, but behind him the mask slips, and the truth begins to rot in the shadows. Do return any time you desire. We're always pleased to have visitors, aren't we, Frankie? Why, yes. Outside, Clark senses the boy's fear wasn't an act, and the superintendent's smile hid something far more dangerous. What did you spill to that snooping reporter? Tell me, or I'll smash that pasty face of yours. Nothing, honest, I didn't tell him nothing. Please let me go. Metropolis gleams with daytime promise as Clark Kent reaches the Daily Star, the city buzzing with hope and momentum.
How about having lunch with me today, Lois? Sorry, not interested.
Oh, come on, I'm not Poison Ivy.
For once and all, will you please let it register in that thick dome of yours that I dislike you heartily? Understand.
Taylor wants to see you, Clark. You know that spectacular rescue by an unknown man of the runaway from the state orphanage. See what you can dig up on it.
Fine, Chief, I'd like to cover it. I've got a hunch about conditions in that institution. Why not have Lois help me cover that angle?
Sounds swell, Lois. Clark has reason to believe there's dirty work going on at the state orphanage. This may turn out to be a big story. Give him your complete cooperation.
I'm sure she'll be only too delighted. Delighted? Why? I'm going with you only because I'm forced to, and don't you forget it.
What difference does that make as long as we're alone?
Metropolis gleams in the daylight, all soaring towers and rushing footsteps. Yet even a bright city can hide a battle for the next headline.
We'd uphold it, Clark. Just a minute. Reporters from the rival papers. Did you say alone?
Hello, if it isn't my beloved contemporaries. Nice day, isn't it?
Well, see you later. Not so fast, what's the hurry?
Can't Clark and I have a luncheon date without you rival news hounds butting in?
Nothing I tell you.
The rival reporters circle like hawks, sniffing for a story that could break wide open at any moment.
Luncheon date, eh? You couldn't possibly be on the track of an important news story, could you?
Phew, I thought we'd never get rid of them.
I'm not so positive we have.
With your imagination, you should write fiction.
Oh, come on, Clarksy, don't be selfish. What's up?
Metropolis glows under the city lights as a black cab darts through the night, pursued by another taxi in a dangerous game of deception.
What do you mean? You're not so positive. We dodged those reporters.
Take a look back and see for yourself.
Behind them, another cab closes in fast. The reporters are still on their trail.
They're trailing us.
We're being followed, shake off the taxi behind us, and there's a 5 spot in it for you.
Leave it to me.
Without warning, Clark's taxi slices hard into a narrow alley, vanishing in a flash of grit and rubber.
That ought to do the trick.
Gosh, I thought we'd never shake off those reporters.
But we did.
Later, the pair arrive at the state orphanage, where every word must be careful and every glance must hide the truth.
Remember, Lois, give Lyman no reason to suspect you believe anything amiss.
I can just picture the faces of those reporters when they read our scoop in the Daily Star.
Metropolis shines in the distance, bright and hopeful, but at the orphanage doorstep, a trap of smiles and suspicion is already closing in.
I, Clark, remember us, luncheon date A. Of all the dirty tricks, you deliberately followed us. You know the old saying, all's fair in love, war, and gathering the news. Quit trying to hold out on us. What's going on here at the orphanage?
Nothing much. This is going to be just a routine feature story.
That's why we didn't bother to tell you.
Clark's friendly smile hides a spark of alarm, because when rival reporters crowd in, every question feels like a test.
Why doesn't someone answer the door? You've been ringing it long enough.
The doorbell isn't out of order. I can hear it ringing.
Newspapermen at the gate, secrets inside, and Clark Kent has only a heartbeat to think fast before the whole story slips out. Metropolis stands bright beyond the windows, but inside the orphanage, tension coils in the halls like a hidden storm. Mr. Lyman knows the reporters are coming and every second matters.
Not a minute to lose. I'll have to let those reporters in, and if they witness conditions as they really are. Stop working, all of you. Put your materials away and begin to play games.
Why, yes, sir, Mr. Lyman.
If these snooping reporters question you, remember, you love the home, you're pleased with conditions, and anyone who says different will be severely punished. Get me?
The reporters step inside at last, met with a smile too smooth to trust. But behind that polished welcome, the whole place feels like a performance.
Come right in and please pardon the delay. I was busy filling out some reports.
They must have been interesting reports. We've been ringing for nearly 5 minutes.
And what can I do for you?
Do you mind letting us look over the orphanage? Our editors think readers would be interested in learning of your work.
I'll be only too pleased to show you the place. Follow me.
The tour begins, but the truth is lurking just out of sight. With watchful eyes all around, the investigators realize this is no ordinary interview. It's a trap of smiles, silence, and fear. We'll just have to make the best of it. But how can they carry on their investigation with the other reporters around? Metropolis glows with a bright, hopeful calm, but inside this cheerful home, something feels just a little too perfect. The children play contentedly, yet behind their smiles lurks a shadow of fear that only Superman seems to notice.
See how contented they are, how happily they play. They've all the comforts of a real home. Just look at the fun they're having. I love them all as though they were my own children.
But one voice, hidden in the room's private thoughts, mocks the scene with a cruel laugh of deception.
Ha ha, how simple it is to pull the wool over their eyes.
It's a fine job you're doing, Lyman. May quote that statement, sir.
Superman turns to the children, gentle as sunlight, and one frightened little girl freezes under his careful gaze.
Hello, little girl. What's your name? How do you like it here?
I like it fine. Mr. Lyman's very good to us. He never hits us or anything.
Just look at that bruise on your arm. How did you get it?
I fell down.
Her hands tremble, her voice breaks, and Superman senses a deeper terror beneath the lie. Did she fall or was she struck? The answer hangs in the air like a thundercloud over Metropolis. Metropolis hums with bright, hopeful life, but in the orphan's quarter, a quiet room hides a child who looks far too weak to be playing at all. You look wan and weak. What's wrong with you? I guess I'm tired out from playing too much. You're sure there's no other reason? Positive, miss. I don't dare tell her I'm laid up from working too hard. A sudden whisper cuts through the hush, and Frankie's eyes dart toward the doorway with urgent fear. Mr. Kent. What is it, Frankie? There's something I gotta tell you, and I haven't much time. What do you wish to tell me, Frankie? It's about Mr. Lyman, he warned the kids thaw. What's wrong, why don't you go on? I got nothing to tell ya, honest I ain't. Metropolis glows beyond the orphanage walls, but inside, suspicion hangs in the air like a shadow. Frankie's chance to speak slips away in the hush.
If you wish to tell Mr. Kent something, Frankie, go right ahead.
And no, there ain't nothing I gotta say.
Clark studies the boy closely, searching for the truth beneath his fear. But the moment passes and the reporters prepare to leave.
Quite, I guess we might as well leave now.
The questions fade, but one reporter still bristles at the weak lead. Somewhere in this place, the truth is still hiding.
So that was your great yarn, not so hot if you ask me. You see, it's just as I told you, nothing but a mediocre feature story.
Well, whatever became of your hunch that there was something amiss at the state orphanage?
I still think that superintendent isn't on the level.
Then, as soon as the reporters leave, the mood turns vicious. A child cries out and the orphanage reveals its true cruelty.
Stop that loafing, all of you, back to work.
For yous don't you're hurting me.
I'll just lock you here in the attic until you learn to keep that trap of yours shut.
In the darkness above the orphanage, another secret is sealed away, and Metropolis seems one step closer to uncovering a terrible truth. Metropolis hums with bright, hopeful energy, but beneath the city's polished shine, secrets are beginning to stir.
Sorry, Taylor, but we didn't succeed in digging up any news at the orphanage.
You didn't, eh? Then from now on keep your hunches to yourself.
Meanwhile, back at the orphanage, harsh voices crack through the halls as the children work under a shadow of fear.
A little more enthusiasm there, scrub, blast you scrub. You little brats, I'll teach you who's the master around here.
That evening, Clark steps aside from the crowd and sheds his disguise, revealing the man of steel standing ready for action.
There's more to that orphanage than meets the eye, and I intend to get down to the bottom of it.
High above Metropolis, a fantastic phantom of the night streaks through the sky, Superman. With a blur of cape and steel, he hurtles down toward the state orphanage, where one man sits alone with his secrets.
Not bad at all. Soon I'll have enough to clear out of here.
Lyman hunches over his books, gloating over the figures of his graft, oblivious that the man of steel is watching from the shadows above. Elsewhere in the quiet of her home, Lois tosses and turns, unable to find sleep beneath the city's bright electric glow.
It's no use trying. I can't sleep. Is that orphanage run on the level?
Metropolis shines on in the darkness, but beneath its hopeful lights, corruption may be hiding in plain sight, and Superman is already closing in. Metropolis gleams beyond the orphanage, but inside, the old building groans with shadow and fear. High in the attic, one desperate voice echoes through the rafters.
Where am I? Open this door. Let me out, I won't stop yelling till you let me out.
What's that noise?
Down below, footsteps pound through the halls as panic turns to fury. The cry from the attic has finally drawn someone's attention.
It's that brat up in the attic, I'll fix him.
But before he can reach the door, the moment slips away into silence. One danger retreats, and another, colder one takes its place.
He's gone, now's my chance to look over those account books.
Metropolis gleams under a hopeful sky, but hidden numbers and suspicious records hint at trouble beneath the city's bright promise.
These entries show the prices Lyman paid for food from the Star Groceries Company, and they're far too high. I may be wrong, but I'm going back to the state orphanage to check this myself while the superintendent is off guard.
You little troublemaker, I'll lash the hide off you.
No, don't. High above the streets, Superman moves like a silent guardian, prying open the skylight of the Star Groceries Company. He slips inside and heads straight for the company's steel files, knowing every second could expose a deeper corruption.
I dislike wrecking their equipment, but it's necessary.
Metropolis holds its breath as Lois slips into the state orphanage, certain she's uncovered a scandal.
The figures in these two books differ. Lyman is grafting outrageously on the food bill. I've all the proof I need. Now to give Lyman what he deserves.
Stealthily, Lois moves deeper into the shadowed halls, while beyond the door a terrible commotion begins.
Take that, you sniveling brat. I'll teach you discipline.
OHH, stop it, please.
The orphans cower in their beds as Frankie's cries echo through the building, raw with pain and fear.
It's the superintendent beating Frankie. I'm scared.
Then an unexpected interloper hears the cries and turns toward the suffering in the dark.
What are those cries?
Metropolis hums with danger beneath its bright skyline, as a hidden truth threatens to burst into the open.
Stop it, you're one of those snooping reporters. What are you doing here?
I suspected you of just this sort of thing. I'm going to print what I've seen.
Out of my ways.
You'll never print that story. I'll kill you first.
You're insane.
Open the door.
A single report could launch an investigation and ruin everything, while in the shadows, the escape route is already being paid for.
Luckily, there's enough cash for a quick getaway.
There's not a moment to lose, and somewhere in Metropolis, justice is already in motion. Metropolis glows in the cold night, but one terrible blaze turns the city's hope to horror. The orphanage is under attack and panic is spreading fast.
But first, I've got to make certain that girl will never talk. Ho ho, I'll burn it down to the ground. They'll never catch me. I'll skip the country.
Flames roar higher as the terrified children and staff stumble into the freezing night. Behind them, the building crackles and groans like it's about to collapse.
We can't, the door won't budge. I can hardly breathe. TH Place is on fire. We gotta get out.
In the confusion, the superintendent slips away through the smoke, already thinking of escape. But danger has a way of revealing itself in the firelight.
No one noticed me. The moment I reach that car, I'll be on my way to South America and a life of luxury.
Then a cry rises over the roar of the flames. The coward is fleeing the scene at last. And somewhere above the blaze, justice is already closing in.
The superintendent's gone insane.
Down to the ground crashes the man of steel as the superintendent makes his getaway. Metropolis blazes in the distance, but danger is already closing in.
No, you don't stick around.
What in?
With a single precise touch at the back of his neck, Superman sends Lyman into unconsciousness. The escape ends in an instant.
I'll attend to you later. Right now, someone may need help in that burning building.
Smoke pours from the inferno as desperate cries rise from within. Above the crackling flames, a life hangs by a thread.
She's unconscious from the smoke. Help, help.
Frankie's trapped in the attic.
Grab hold. We've got to jump before the building collapses.
Wait, there's a girl in the room.
Metropolis glows under a hopeful sky as Superman bursts from the collapsing building. Lois and Frankie held safely in his arms. What happens? How did I get here?
That man we've read so much about. Superman brought us down safely, then beat it.
Lois, thank goodness you're safe.
Yes, gosh, is he strong.
Voices rise in the street as the truth spreads fast. Superman has saved them from the flames, and the crowd turns toward the man who set the orphanage ablaze.
Let me go. I didn't know what I was doing.
The Daily Star splashes the scandal across the city as Clark Kent stands where ruin once was, now rebuilt into hope.
Well, Frankie, how do you and the other kids like your new superintendent? He's swell, and so are you, Mr. Kent.
Metropolis trembles under a storm of headlines as telegraph lines carry news across the world. Another astounding adventure begins for the strongest man on Earth. Far away, the Vallejo Dam groans beneath a brutal downpour. Cracks split the stone and death waits below if the wall gives way. A mountain of water is poised to crash through the valley, sweeping away thousands and destroying everything in its path. In the Daily Star office, the alarm has already begun.
Kent, get me Clark Kent.
The city holds its breath, unaware that Superman is about to be called into action. In Metropolis, hope always answers when danger strikes. Metropolis glows under a bright, hopeful sky as the Daily Star bustles with deadline fever. Inside, tempers flare, and outside, fate is already waiting.
He isn't in the office.
Well, look for him, Lois, and have him report to me before I lose my mind.
But why not have me handle the assignment?
Can't, it's too important. This is no job for a girl.
No job for a woman, eh? I've half a mind to.
Lois storms out of the paper in a flash of pride and purpose, and nearly collides with Clark Kent just outside the office doors.
Clark Kent, just the man I'm looking for.
You mean you're actually glad to see me?
I should say I am. Would you do me a favor and cover an assignment for me?
Would I? You know I'd do anything for you.
Good. Go to the city hospital's maternity ward. A Mrs. Mahoney is expecting septuplets.
What a story, thanks Lois.
Clark hurries off with a reporter's enthusiasm while Lois watches him go, already certain this story is about to become unforgettable.
You're a peach to let me handle this.
Later in Metropolis, Clark Kent rides the train through the city's shining steel heart, chasing a lead that could change everything. But at the city hospital, the trail suddenly turns cold.
One round-trip ticket to Valley Ho, please. Track 4.
Somebody's been spoofing you, pal. There's no Mrs. Mahoney registered here.
Clark freezes, the mistake hitting him like a blow, and with it, the horrifying thought that Lois may have played him for a fool. He turns back toward the office, racing the clock.
You brainless idiot, the greatest news story in months, and you waste your time at a hospital.
But Chief, I didn't know.
And the worst part of it is that the last train for Valley Ho has already left. Kent, report to the cashier. You're fired.
Dismissed and alone, Clark steps out of sight and the timid reporter vanishes. In a flash of purpose, the Man of Steel is revealed beneath the ordinary disguise.
Now to get that story.
From atop the Daily Star building, a strange figure hurls himself into the Metropolis night. Across the city, he bounds with impossible power, covering vast distances in a flash.
Looks like the train headed for Valley Ho. Well, hello and goodbye.
He's already far ahead of the competition, and if Lois thinks she's going to scoop him, she's badly mistaken. At the speed of light, he reaches the railroad trestle, only to find disaster waiting below. A torrent has torn loose the bridge supports, twisting the tracks and making a wreck inevitable. Without hesitation, the cloaked figure mounts a rocky peak and dives forward toward the oncoming danger. Metropolis shines against the night, but danger strikes beneath its bright skyline. A bridge has failed and a speeding train is bearing down on disaster.
No time to lose.
Superman surges beneath the bridge, seizing the supports and straining upward with impossible strength. Steel groans overhead as he holds the tracks rigid. He keeps the span level long enough for the train to thunder safely past. Then, with the danger gone, he lets the broken structure give way.
What was that? The bridge collapsed.
An instant earlier and we'd have been killed.
Inside the train, Lois and the other passengers rush to the windows, shaken by how close they came to death. Superman has turned a catastrophe into a warning.
Send a warning that the bridge is out.
Yes, we must warn the other trains.
Metropolis trembles with restless motion as the train station erupts into panic, and Lois fights through the surging mob at Valley Ho. It looks like everyone except me is trying to get away. Taxi, will you give me a lift to the dam?
You can have TH car, lady. I'm tacking a train out of here.
Lois seizes the taxi and speeds off at top pace, racing toward the dam as danger closes in. Not far away, atop the dam, Superman battles like mad to hold back catastrophe before the structure gives way.
If I can only hold out a little longer, most of the people hereabouts will have cleared out.
Steel strains, water churns, and the fate of the valley hangs by a heartbeat as help races toward the brink. Metropolis trembles as the great dam groans under impossible strain, the hero's warning ringing out over the roar of the water. Then, with a thunderous surge, the dam gives way, and a wall of white fury explodes into the canyon below.
The dam's gone.
Superman launches himself above the churning torrent, but below him the flood races on with merciless speed.
I haven't a chance.
Lois is caught directly in the path of the onrushing water, and ahead of her a car is spinning helplessly in the flood's deadly path.
I've got to save her.
But before Superman can reach the auto, the flood seizes it and hurls it away, trapping Lois inside as the watery death closes in. Metropolis trembles under a raging flood, and high above the chaos, Superman dives toward a trapped car in the water. Reaching the wreck in an instant, he tears the auto apart and rises through the torrent with Lois held safely in his arms.
Clark, the water's rising so fast.
With powerful strokes, Superman rockets toward shore, setting Lois down in safety before launching back into the flood. Like a shot, he races the oncoming wall of water, catches its head, and pulls ahead in a breathtaking contest against disaster. Thousands of lives hang in the balance as Superman surges to a high pinnacle, bracing himself against the mountain's ancient rock. Before the Man of Steel's might, the towering peak splits and crashes down, sealing the valley gap and forcing the flood to turn away from Vallejo town. And as the waters are finally driven aside, Metropolis is spared by strength, speed, and the unshakable hope of Superman. Metropolis glows with hopeful light after the danger has passed, but for Superman and Lois, the night is far from over.
Phew, barely in time. You did it, you saved all those people. Oh, I could kiss you.
As a matter of fact, I will.
A lady, please, wow, what a kiss. A super kiss for a Superman.
Suddenly, Superman sweeps Lois off her feet and leaps high into the sky, racing toward Vallejo town in a blur of blue and red.
Don't go, stay with me. Always, perhaps we'll meet again.
Enough of that. I've got to bring you back to safety, where I'll be safe from you.
In the rush of flight, Lois remembers their first frightened embrace, but now fear has given way to something much stronger.
The first time you carried me like this, I was frightened. Just as I was frightened of you. But now I love it, just as I love you.
Later, Clark Kent steps into a phone booth, carrying a sensational story back to the Daily Planet. But when he emerges, a familiar face is waiting in the fading light.
Hello, Chief. This is Clark Kent calling from Vallejo. Got here by airplane and have some sensational news. Am I rehired?
Okay, connect me with a right man.
But as Clark leaves the booth, he comes face to face with Lois, and her words land harder than any punch. The end, or just another beginning.
That wasn't a nice stunt you pulled on me, but I still like you.
Oh, who cares?
Lois can barely bear to look at him now, but in her heart, the memory of a real hero still burns bright. And somewhere beyond the page, Metropolis waits for the next adventure. Metropolis shines beneath a hopeful sky, but a mystery man stalks its streets in the name of justice. The newspapers can barely keep up with the legend of Superman. From morning headlines to evening editions, his astonishing feats race across the city, smashing munitions rings, warping steel, and saving entire towns. Day after day, the world asks the same question: who is this impossible hero, and where will he appear next? Assigned to uncover every lead, Clark Kent works quietly at the Daily Star, mild, attentive, and always watching the story.
Kent, meet Nick Williams, Superman's personal manager.
Clark turns in surprise, his hand tightening around the ashtray until the fragile glass gives way in an instant. A simple reporter's grip becomes something far more terrifyingly strong, and the truth stands revealed.
Amazing, not at all. Because in reality, Clark Kent is Superman.
Metropolis glows beneath a bright afternoon sky as a business deal turns into something far more astonishing. In the midst of it all, Superman's name becomes the hottest property in the city.
You mean Superman's manager? That's absurd.
Not at all. I have a contract from him giving me sole commercial rights to his name.
You're saying he consented to have his name used to acquire commercial royalties. What do you think of the proposition, Kent?
How do we know Williams can do what he claims?
You doubt me? Well, I'll show you. Exactly, and believe me, the cash is pouring in.
5 o'clock strikes, and Williams is suddenly inspired. He strides to the window with a booming new idea for the entire city.
I've come here to make a deal. The more Superman news you print, the better it is for both of us. I'll guarantee you news of his exploits before he pulls them, if you print it.
Great Scott, what an idea.
What's he up to?
Search me.
Then the answer comes into view, bold, blazing, and impossible to ignore. Metropolis is about to hear Superman like never before.
Good afternoon, kids everywhere. Today, Crackles, your favorite energy-building breakfast food, presents the first of a new, astounding radio adventure series, Superman. Coming to you every day at this time, and powered by super gasoline for superpower.
In a single moment, Superman's legend leaps from the page into every home in Metropolis, and the city's heroism suddenly feels larger than life. Metropolis glows under a bright, electric sky as an editor pitches a dazzling new dream. The city's greatest hero turned into a modern legend.
Good Lord, what next? Take a gander at that billboard over yonder. The Superman Arium Line Special, America's favorite automobile.
The offer only grows more outrageous. Superman's name splashed across bathing suits, costumes, exercisers, even motion pictures.
I've also licensed Superman bathing suits, costumes, physical development exercisers, and movie rights, to name a few. Why, I've even made provisions for him to appear in the comics. Very interesting, but how did you contact Superman? I liked the idea and we evolved a partnership. I should say it would. In fact, I'd like to meet him very much. Fine, come to my office tonight, and I'll arrange your first interview with the strongest man on Earth. If true, very interesting. You doubt me? Very well then. Would a personal interview with Superman interest you? Gosh, can you imagine that, Lois? Clark Kent is going to see Superman tonight in person.
Outside the editor's door, an inquisitive office boy has heard every word, and now the whole plan is racing toward an even bigger surprise.
He is. Then so will I.
Metropolis glows with bright, hopeful energy as Clark Kent answers a surprising call. But behind the smile, something is already being arranged.
Hello, Clark.
What, did I hear that correctly? Did you speak to me?
Yes, how are you, Clark? I've been trying to date you for months, and you wouldn't even speak to me. Now, out of nowhere, you flash me the most breathtaking smile I've ever seen.
It's really quite simple. I've come to my senses and appreciate you at last, that's all. Will you take me out tonight, Clark, to celebrate it? Gladly, but wait, I just remembered. I've an important assignment for tonight.
You'd prefer your assignment to me.
I mean, I see you're just as weak and unromantic as ever. In that case, I'll withdraw my offer to. Wait, don't be hasty, I'll take you out. But first, you'll accompany me on my assignment. It won't take long.
That'll be splendid. I'll be waiting for you tonight.
And with a smile, the trap is set. Metropolis still shines, but danger is already closing in around the Man of Steel. That evening, Metropolis glows beneath neon lights and a velvet sky. As Lois Lane hurries toward an appointment she can hardly wait to keep. Metropolis glows with bright, hopeful grandeur as a surprise performance begins to fill the air, and even Superman, poised above it all, pauses to listen.
You're a Superman. You can make my heart leap 10,000 feet.
The melody swells like a headline in song, playful and fearless beneath the city lights. This promises to be interesting.
You're a Superman, but I'm the one gal who can get under your skin. When you crush me in your arms, I must reveal. I'm only flesh and blood, and not resistless steel.
The words land with warmth and wonder, turning heroism into something tender and human. Even the Man of Steel is not beyond romance.
You're a Superman. Your ardor's stronger than a human man's. You're a Superman, and when you spring to me, I am in ecstasy.
Then comes the sweetest promise of all, bright, bold, and certain as dawn over Metropolis. One day, everyone will know whose heart Superman truly belongs to. Metropolis glows beneath the neon night, where music and laughter mask the city's deeper shadows. Clark glances sideways at Lois, but her distant, enchanted expression suggests the song has already taken hold of her heart. At that very moment, deep in William's private office, a dangerous scheme is taking shape. A reporter's visit could either expose the truth or help bury it.
Are you certain asking that reporter to come here was a wise thing to do?
Certain, I'm positive. With the newspapers behind us, nothing will be able to stop our cleanup.
Suppose he suspects I'm just an actor you hired to play the role of Superman.
He won't, especially after he witnesses your feats of super strength. Unknown to him, they'll all be staged tricks.
It sure was clever of you to think of this Superman scheme, Nick.
I figured that since Superman is probably just a myth, someone might as well cash in on the publicity.
Back at the nightclub, Clark and Lois prepare to leave, the air heavy with music and champagne. But as Clark looks away for just a moment, Lois slips something dark and secret into his drink, and the trap is quietly closing.
Gosh, I'm sleepy. It is warm in here.
The room sways, the night blurring at the edges as Clark's strength begins to ebb. Somewhere in Metropolis, a scheme built on lies is tightening its grip, just as Superman's next battle is about to begin. Metropolis glows with neon and midnight promise as a reporter slips from the nightclub, already chasing the next big story. Inside, the supposed unconscious Clark Kent stirs. His drugged stillness was only a performance.
Double-crossing a pal, just like a newspaper woman.
Outside the club, Kent rips away his disguise and reveals the legendary Man of Steel beneath the streetlights. A heartbeat later, Superman rockets into the night like a living projectile, bound for justice. At the apartment, a sudden knock freezes the room. Someone has arrived ahead of schedule.
Clark was called off the assignment. I'm here in his stead.
But I expected.
Do you expect Superman should arrive here at any moment?
Metropolis gleams beyond the window, bright with promise, while inside the room a tense little drama is about to explode. Williams casually laces his hands behind his back and snaps his fingers, a signal to begin the act.
I've come, as you requested. Is this the reporter who doubts I've authorized you to be my manager?
Yes, but demonstrate some super strength. That should banish any doubts in her mind.
Gladly. Behold, lifting a heavy desk is to me mere child's play.
The desk rises effortlessly, defying weight and logic, as the reporter watches in astonished silence. Then Superman turns with a calm, iron resolve and seizes a steel bar.
And bending a steel bar, well, I think nothing of it.
Are you convinced? No, and I'm going to prove that you're nothing but a pair of fakers.
In the heart of Metropolis, even dazzling power can't silence a sharp eye and a stubborn doubt. The game is set, and this reporter is ready to expose the truth. Metropolis at night glows beneath a velvet sky, but danger coils inside a hidden room where greed is about to turn murderous.
In the first place, this so-called heavy desk is made of light cardboard. In the second place, this bar is aluminum, not steel. And finally, I've already met Superman personally, so I know this man is an outright phony. And now, I'll be leaving your unsavory company.
Oh, no you don't, you know too much. You're smart, too smart for your own good. We can't afford to let you leave here alive. Help me get her to the window. We've got to throw her to her death.
But that would be murder.
A moment later, Lois's terrified figure plunges from the window into the night, falling toward a horrible, crushing end. Metropolis gleams below a dangerous window ledge, but inside that height, terror has already taken hold. Lois is hurled into the air, and Superman arrives in the nick of time. With a desperate, superhuman leap, the Man of Steel launches toward her as she falls. In an instant, he catches Lois and cradles her safely against the bright skyline.
Got her.
Lois is lowered to safety, but Superman doesn't linger. He sets her down and points toward the danger with urgent resolve.
Remain here. There's something I've got to attend to.
Did you see that? I thought you said there really wasn't a Superman.
I was mistaken. Let's get out of here while we can.
Before they can disappear, Superman springs back through the shattered window, scanning the room in a blur of steel and motion. But the men are already fleeing toward the elevator.
Quick, into the elevator. It's our only chance.
Superman reaches the elevator just as the heavy metal door snaps shut. A faint, confident promise follows him into the dark. He'll be forcing his way in very soon.
I'll soon fix that.
Metropolis glows below in hopeful daylight, but high above the streets, a suspended elevator becomes a death trap. Superman arrives in a blur of power and resolve. Almost effortlessly, he tears the door from its fastenings and peers inside. Panic erupts as the passengers realize the elevator is rising out of control.
What's wrong? I can't understand it.
In truth, the answer is simple. Superman has seized the cable and is hauling the massive elevator upward hand over hand. He's turning disaster into rescue with impossible strength.
Get out, good gosh, before I lose my grip and let the car drop.
One by one, the terrified riders scramble free. Then the false Superman lunges with a feeble strike, trying to stop the Man of Steel.
Take that.
HMPH.
Oh, my hand.
Above the Earth, a strange quartet tears through the sky, racing onward into the bright metropolis air. Whatever comes next, Superman is already on their trail. Metropolis glows under the night sky as Superman delivers his burden to the police station, justice landing as steadily as his footsteps.
Take them in, officers, and you can press a charge of attempted murder. When will I see you again? I must see you, I must. That is entirely in the hands of fate.
Inside the station, the question of guilt hangs heavy in the air as the accused is questioned.
Do you admit this charge of attempted murder?
No, we don't.
At that instant, the false Superman spots the real one staring through the window, and terror hits him like a blow.
It's him. If I'm not locked up for protection, there's no telling what he'll do to me. It wasn't my fault he hired Crosser. Throw these two vermin into the can.
And as the tension peaks, the page promises even greater adventures ahead, with a final note of power, training, and the unstoppable strength of Superman. Metropolis hums with bright, hopeful energy as the Daily Planet bustles under shining lights. But inside its walls, ambition and resentment are already colliding.
The editor's waiting to see you in his office, Kent. Better hurry.
Be right with him.
I won't stand for it. You can't do this to me.
I'm sorry, Lois, but it's back to the Lovelorn column for you. It's safer anyway.
Lois fumes at the verdict, while Clark steps forward to face his future with quiet confidence. Around him, the office buzzes with gossip and envy.
Want me, Chief? Clark, you covered Trent's comeback so well. I'm promoting you.
Gee, that's swell.
Oh, how I hate Clark Kent. I tell you, he deliberately set out to take my job from me.
A hush falls over the room as someone warns her too late. Then, with all the force of a secret just about to break, a new figure appears at the doorway. Metropolis hums with bright daytime energy as tension quietly coils beneath the city's hopeful polish.
About your being demoted, Lois, please believe me when I say I'm sorry. I'm far from being happy about it myself.
Let me take you to some gay place tonight. I'm very expert at consoling people.
Sorry, not interested. You didn't have to turn him down that coldly. The less I see of that worm, the better. May I see the Lovelorn editor? I'll tell her you're here.
A desperate plea cuts through the newsroom bustle, and suddenly all eyes turn toward a woman in distress.
I'm desperate. I've come to you as a last resort. Tell me your troubles. If I can offer helpful advice, I'll be glad to do so. It's about my husband, Lou Frawley. We got along fine till he took to hanging out with a tough bunch at Joe's joint.
Metropolis glows with hopeful light, but beneath the bright city's promise, a desperate plea is about to change everything. A tip for a great story, maybe even the one that wins Lois back to the newsroom. Clark's mind races as opportunity and danger collide. The cab rolls into the rough waterfront district, stopping before Joe's Joint, one of the toughest places in Metropolis, and Lois sizes it up with a sharp, fearless stare. Metropolis glows with neon and jazz as a lively nightclub hums with dangerous charm. Lois Lane arrives with purpose, determined to draw a killer's attention. It was stubborn and dangerous for you to insist we come here. Not scared, are you? A little slumming will do you good. At a nearby table sits Lou Frawley, the man Lois came to catch. She turns on the charm, flashing him a deliberate wink. Hiya, babe, how's about you and me dancing?
Is that good-looking giving you thi? Watch me give her a break and cut in. Go to it, Lou. Don't get flip with me.
Beat it, punk. Hold on, this isn't a cut-in dance. Metropolis glows with bright, golden promise, but inside the crowded ballroom Clark Kent trembles in helpless rage as Lois lets Lou Frawley bask in his own vanity. You're so manly and strong, wanna feel my muscle. As Frawley struts proudly, Lois slips a folded paper from his pocket with practiced ease, her smile hiding a daring little secret. Later, in the privacy of the ladies' room, Lois unfolds the stolen note and scans it fast, her eyes lighting up at the discovery. Before she can celebrate, a rough voice crashes in from the doorway and the moment turns ugly. Metropolis at the wharf, night swallowing the water in black glass. Inside a creaking shack, danger is closing in fast.
Go on, get in, come on, spill it.
You're hurting me.
You're a detective, aren't ya? I warned you to keep that mouth shut.
I'll let her alone.
He can't swim. He'll drown. Who cares?
But the river has a champion of its own, and the thugs never see him coming. Kent cuts through the water at terrifying speed, racing the boat to the wharf. He beats them there by seconds, the shoreline looming into view as the shack door rattles open. Above it all, a cloaked figure watches in silence, Superman, ready to strike. Metropolis glows beyond the window, but inside this hideout, the air is thick with danger. A young reporter stands face to face with armed smugglers, and the truth may cost her everything.
Please believe me. I'm not a detective, just a reporter in search of a story.
Then here's your story. See these jewels? We smuggled 'em in from Europe for folks who don't want to pay customs duties.
But why tell me this?
Because you'll never live to print it.
Don't shoot.
Too late, a deafening blast erupts, and a deadly leaden missile tears through the air toward the helpless girl reporter. But in the same instant, Superman is already moving, sprinting parallel with the bullet in the strangest race the world has ever seen.
Bullseye.
A fraction of a second before impact, the Man of Steel springs in front of Lois, and the bullet rebounds harmlessly off his super tough skin. Metropolis glows beneath the night sky as Superman descends through the air, carrying justice in his arms.
You'll face charges against these men, and the jewels will serve as evidence. But please, don't leave me here until. Sorry, I can't remain.
A moment later, high above the city, the Man of Steel vanishes into the stars, leaving the police to take custody.
All right, men, book them, and somebody get those jewels logged as evidence.
Later, the Daily Star office buzzes with victory as a reporter storms in with the biggest scoop of the night.
Listen to me, Chief, a great story, jewel smugglers, an exclusive scoop.
Before you blow off any more steam, read this.
The headline lands like a thunderclap. The smugglers are captured, and a giant ring has been uncovered by Clark Kent.
You're alive. I thought I'd never swim before in my life, but I made it to shore and phoned in the story.
Surprised, follow the amazing adventures of Superman each and every month in Action Comics.